कर्णश्च कृपश्च समितिञ्जय अश्वत्थामा विकर्णश्च सोमदत्तिस्तथैव च अन्ये च बहवः शूरा मुदते त्यक्तजीविता नानाशस्त्रप्रहरणाः सर्वे युद्धविशारदाः अस्माकं पर्याप्तं तदस्माकं बलं भीष्माभिरक्षितं पर्याप्तं त्विदमेतेषां बलं भीमाभिरक्षितं
So Duryodhana is very proud of his strength, military strength, because he was in power, he could gather, and over and above that, Bhishma is the commander-in-chief. He is giving protection. And on the other side, the Pandavas, they were not in power, somehow or other, they gathered some soldiers from relatives. Therefore, their strength was limited in consideration of the other party, and that is being protected by Bhima. Duryodhana always considered Bhima as a fool. Therefore, he is very much confident that our side is being protected by Bhishma. On the other side, although Bhima is very strong, but he has no brain very much. So, he was very hopeful of victory. But in the previous verse, he says, Annecha bahava sura madathe takta jivita. Takta jivita means they have come to lay down their life for me. This is a foretelling. Because actually, whoever joined the battlefield of Kurukshetra, none of them returned. Takta jivita. So it is already concluded that although Duryodhana is very much proud of his military strength, protected by Bhishma, still, Takta jivita, they would surely die. This is the conclusion. Nana shastra prarana sarve juddha visharada. No, not a single person inexperienced was there. Juddha visharada. Visharada means very expert fighting. Still, they would have to lay down their life because it is Krishna's plan that all these fighting men, they were not ruling properly according to the tenets of Vedic injunction. Therefore, they are demons. Military strength for self-aggrandizement is demonic. Military strength is required to rule over the kingdom, but not to misuse them for aggression to others' country or others' kingdom. That was not allowed. So, when Krishna appeared, there were many kings, although they were under the ruling of the Pandavas, still Hastinapur, still they were fighting. That is natural. If one has no Krishna consciousness, then his strength and opulence would be misused. And if one is Krishna conscious, then he would use his strength and opulence very properly. So these kings were meant for giving protection to the citizen, to train them to the Vedic conception of life. But they are not doing that. Therefore, they are demons. Although they are Kshatriyas, still Kshatriyas are meant for representing the Supreme Personality of God. Actually, Krishna is the proprietor. Sarvaloka Maheswaram. Sarvaloka Maheswaram. Sridam Sarvabhutana. Gyata Mam Shantimicchati. So, he is the proprietor. Sarvaloka. Sarvaloka means all the planets, all the universes, because they are created by Krishna, by Krishna's bodily effulgence, Brahma-jyoti. So they are created by Krishna's, just like from the sunshine, these planets are created. Similarly, from Brahma-jyoti, innumerable universes are created. Jasya prabha prabhavatu jagadanda koti kotishu asesha vasudhadi vibhuti bhinnam tad brahma nishkalam anantam asesha bhutam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajan. So, it is all creation of Krishna. Aham sarvasya prabhava matta sarvang pravartat. Everything has come out from Krishna's body, external. Therefore, he is the proprietor. If I have created something, then I am the proprietor. It is very easy to understand. In the Vedas also it is said, Eko Narayana Asit. Before the creation, only there was Narayan. In the Chatushlaki Bhagwat also, it is said, Ahameva asam agre. So, before creation, there was Krishna. When we speak of Krishna, it does not mean Krishna was alone. Krishna means with his form, with his pastime, with his paraphernalia, with his entourage, everything. When we speak of king, it does not mean king is alone. As soon as we speak of king, we must understand the king, king's kingdom, king's secretaries, king's ministers, king's queen, king's palace, so many things. Similarly, when the Vedas says that Eka Narayana Asit, before creation there was only Narayan. So Narayan with his paraphernalia, with his expansion. Narayan has expansion in the spiritual world, Vaikuntha Jagat. Innumerable Vaikuntha planets. You have seen the picture. Innumerable. We have given only 24 names, but there are innumerable. So actually, either in this material world or in the spiritual world, all planets, Vaikuntha planets, or kuntha planets. Here in this material world, kuntha planets. Kuntha means anxiety. Here, in any planet you go, the anxiety will be there. This is material. Sada samudvigna dhiyam asad graha. Why anxiety? Because we have accepted something asat, which will not stay. But we are eternal, we want to stay. Our natural position is eternity. So we don't want this temporary body. Therefore we try to save the body as much as possible. But it will not be saved because we have accepted something nonsense which is not compatible with our existence. The modern civilization, they do not know it. They think it that death is natural sequence, it cannot be avoided. No, it can be avoided. It can be avoided. But these rascals, they do not know how to avoid it. Although it is mentioned in the Bhagwat Geeta, how you can avoid death. Birth, death, old age and disease, these are the problems. But they do not know how to solve these problems. They are simply engaged in some temporary business. And they are fighting, they are making plans, they are making diplomacy, but the real problem they do not touch. Neither they know how to solve it. But this Krishna consciousness movement can solve it. These rascals may understand this fact that this Krishna consciousness movement is not a sentiment, so-called religious movement. It is a scientific movement to solve all the problems of life. This is Krishna consciousness. So in the Bhagavad Gita it is said, Takta dehang punarjanma naiti mameti. Punarjanma naiti. If you can avoid next birth means to accept another material body. Tatha dehantaram prapti. Tatha dehantaram prapti. After giving up this body, you have to accept another body. These rascals, they do not understand. So many defects in the modern civilization, full of ignorance, and still they are passing as great scientists, great philosophers, great politicians. Real knowledge they haven't got. So try to give them real knowledge. Tatha dehantaram prapti. This is the crucial point. Dehantaram prapti. One has to accept another body. So if you can find out a means so that you do not accept another body, then you are safe. Because as soon as you accept another body, janma, birth, then where there is janma, there is mrityu, death also. And between janma and mrityu, birth and death, there is disease and old age. So Krishna says that taktadehang punarjanmanai. One can avoid accepting another material body. How? Janma karma medibam jujanati tattvat. Simply try to understand Krishna. What is Krishna? Why Krishna appears? Why Krishna takes part in politics? Why Krishna? So many Krishna's activities. So this is our Krishna consciousness movement means try to understand Krishna. But simply if you try to understand, you cannot understand Krishna fully, that is not possible. Krishna is unlimited. But to our limited knowledge, whatever is possible, that is stated in the Bhagavad. As far as we can understand about Krishna, if we simply understand Krishna, his transcendental nature, his transcendental activities, dibbam, janma karma means dibbam. Dibbam means transcendental. It is not ordinary. Tat-tata, in truth, in fact, then you become free from this janma mrityu jara vyadhi. Very easy thing. Therefore, try to understand Krishna. How you will understand Krishna? Krishna is so great. Sevanamukhehi jivbhadau sami vaspuratada atas Sri Krishna namadi nabhaved grahyam indriyai. You cannot understand Krishna by these blunt material senses. That is not possible. You have to purify it. You have to purify it. Tat paratena nirmalam. Simply by Krishna consciousness, always thinking of Krishna, all your senses will be purified. This is the process. Shivanamukhi hijivhadu. And you can begin service with your tongue. Now this is also very surprising. By utilizing our tongue, we can become perfect. This is also unknown to the modern science. By utilizing the tongue, one can become perfect. Yes, this is the process. By the tongue, you chant Hare Krishna mantra, and by the tongue you taste prasadam, you will be perfect. Simply by executing these two things. Do not accept anything. Do not allow the tongue to touch anything which is not offered to Krishna. This is one item. And another item, engage the tongue always chanting Hare Krishna. You will become perfect. Is it very difficult task? Anyone can do. Hare Krishna Mahamantra anyone can chant. And nice prasadam anyone can take. And actually it is happening so. How these European, American boys and girls, they are advancing, they are realizing. Simply by that process, tongue, chant Hare Krishna, take prasadam. So you can introduce this process all over the world. Give them chance to chant Hare Krishna mantra. But it is difficult also. There was a cartoon that one old lady is requesting her husband, chant, 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 and the husband is replying, can't, can't, can't. There was a cartoon. So, we are requesting everyone, please chant, and they are replying, can't, still they will not chant. This is the difficulty. Otherwise, we can deliver all the people on this earth back to home, back to God, simply by this process. Chant and take prasad. This should be just like the other day. We held the festival, Ratha Yatra. Chant and take prasad. Organize this all over the world. They will be saved. They will understand Krishna. Sevanamukhi hi jivbhadu swam. Krishna will appear. Krishna, you cannot see Krishna. That is not possible. You cannot order Krishna, please come, I will see. No. When he is pleased with your service, he will come. Yes, I am here, see me. That is the history. Just like Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj was meditating, and within 6 months he saw Krishna face to face. So everyone can see, everyone will be able, provided we utilize the tongue. Sevanmukhi hi jivhadu. Jivhadu. Jivhadu means beginning with the tongue. We have got senses, all senses, eyes, ears, touch, so many senses. But begin with the sense tongue. Try to control the tongue and engage in Krishna's service. That Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Sharira avidya jal jarendriya tahe kal. This body is a material body and the senses are our greatest enemies. Jarendriya tahe kal. Out of all these senses, তার মধ্যে জিহ্বা অতি লোভময় সুদূরমতি. Of all these senses, the tongue is formidable. It is sudurmati. It has no limit to taste. I have seen in Japan, 20 miles away, they are coming to test some fried birds in the hotel. You see, they have got bus. The hotel has got their own bus, and they bring customers from the city, and they are coming after office hours just to taste some jungle birds fried. That is a hotel.
Wild duck.
Huh?
Wild duck.
Maybe, what it is. You have tasted? So the tongue is so formidable enemy. Simply for tasting, they will commit so many sinful activities. They will commit so many abominable actions simply for tongue. And there is a straight line, tongue, then belly, then genital. So if you can control the tongue, the other things will be controlled. Therefore, তার মধ্যে জিহ্বাবতী লোভময় সুদূরমতি. Lovomoy, it is very greedy. And sudurmati, it is very difficult to control. Just see, simply for tongue, so many slaughterhouses are being maintained. I have seen, those who are meat eaters, I have seen in the airplane, a small piece of meat they are eating, not very much. But for this small pieces, so many population, huge quantity of slaughterhouses being maintained. They cannot give up that small piece of meat. What is the difficulty? They can make, the same thing can be made by milk, a milk product, or chana, what do you call, curd? Cheese. You prepare cheese and fry it, you will get the same taste. But let the animal live, take its milk and prepare so many milk preparation. But these rascals will not do, will kill, simply for this tongue. It is so strong, this tongue. They cannot give her this, it's a formidable tongue. He is demanding, you must give me meat. So they are obliged. And for this obligation, they are committing so much sinful activities, abominable activities, and becoming bound up by the laws of nature to accept a body within the 8,400,000 species of life, and becoming the worm in the stool. They do not know how the material law is working. Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasya. Prakriti, nature is so strong, it is acting very nicely. So we have to become very careful. That carefulness, you cannot do any other way, especially in this age. Simply if you surrender to Krishna, if you become Krishna conscious, Krishna will take care of you and you will be saved. Thank you.